How do you do? I'm Dusteroo. So my Naughty Bear video went up a couple days ago and it's doing pretty well. A lot of people seem to enjoy the little history lesson on the new Naughty Bear skin, and seeing it in action. But I saw a few comments noting on my underperformance in my gameplay. That I was a bad trapper. They paraded me, they humiliated me, they broke me. So I had to show all of you, that I'm not a bad trapper. Oh no. No, I'm not a bad trapper at all. In fact, I'm what you would call an okay trapper. Alright, so not the usual video I plan on making, but I want to clear my name a little bit as it was almost a year since the last time I touched Trapper before playing that match for some Naughty Bear footage. So I was so rusty I kinda resembled that. Yeah, that's kinda bad, huh? So here's a match I took after a long vinegar bath to get back into the swing of things and hopefully get some redemption. If I'm going to be talking about Dead by Daylight on this channel, I can't have you all eyeing me up with pity. So I'm going to break down some specific choices I made throughout the match as Trapper to keep pressure on a survive with friends group. Hell, some of these breakdowns might even help you in your killer games. Or not. I guess you'll be the judge of that. I will be releasing something more in my usual style tomorrow. But for now, let's cut to the damage control.
I do believe some people are going to die today.
Putting traps in unpredictable locations can keep the enemy confused, especially if they're attempting to read your playstyle. If you put traps specifically in high traffic areas or predictable locations and they notice this, they may let their guard down looping around pallets and or running through safe locations, resulting in an easy trap. Faking a trap placement can be just as strong as actually putting a trap itself. Survivors seeing you place a trap in a loop are either forced to stay and run into the trap or leave to the next loop location. So if you can fake a trap and push them out of their safe area, you can get a hit on them before they reach the next location. Recovery from the dying state takes a good amount of time, even while being healed, which gives you a lot of time to maybe get 1 or 2 hits on other survivors. If you know that all the survivors are in the general vicinity attempting to get a save, maybe body block for another survivor going for the save, there is very little reason to leave this location, and all the reasons in the world to go get hits on the entire team, creating tremendous amounts of pressure that would be very important, especially with a slower killer like Trapper. The survivor has just sprint bursted, but is running to a very strong pallet location. Even though you won't be able to get the down on them, they won't be able to make a second loop around this location, either forcing a pallet drop or a down. And ultimately, it's worth getting stunned if you get that very strong pallet out of the game early. Now you could still go for the slug again and maybe down another survivor, but sometimes it's worth it not to be so greedy, as every survivor will still be injured and you will have a hook state on one survivor, creating a lot of pressure you can work around. Meet the Designated Chaser. Their role in the group is to get you, as the killer, to chase them as much as possible, whether by annoying you or making themselves look like an easy target. They will do what they can to keep your attention and are likely running windows of opportunity, which will let them know every single pallet or vault location on the map to allow them to optimize their time waste. The goal with the chaser is to use them to drop pallets early. You don't completely ignore the chaser, as it is possible for you to get it down. They are human, and you may just be skilled enough. Your goal while chasing them is to break as many resources as fast as possible. And when it seems that they will run for a little too long to justify a pallet break, you leave.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face.
Being unpredictable as killer is one of your greatest tools, so if they've been reading your gameplay style as always breaking pallets every time they're dropped, you can fake break the pallet by standing there for a second, and they will run preemptively, putting themselves into a bad situation now that you're not locked into a break animation, where you can get a hit or a down on them unexpectedly. Be unpredictable. Don't get tunnel visioned or frustrated because you are unable to hit a survivor. Look at your surroundings. The other 3 survivors are injured, and the one you're chasing is healthy in a T-wall, where all the resources will be available no matter what you do. That even if you do get a hit, they can move on to the next location. Spread your pressure elsewhere. There are 4 generators left in the match. 3 of them are in relatively close proximity, while 1 is across the map. As you've been in the area around the 3 in proximity, it is far more likely that the survivors are on the furthest gen. It is a far stronger position to secure your 3 gen rather than traversing across the map, because if there happens to be one survivor working on one of the 3 generators, you can lose all of your pressure. Keeping a 3 gen forces all of the survivors to move into one predictable location. One side of the map instead of the whole map is all you have to patrol. This survivor is dead on hook. You are far more likely to be able to control the pace of the match with one less survivor in the trial. Notice how the survivors also are throwing themselves to protect this individual survivor. Watch for survivor language and don't fall into their trap. They want you to chase them. They are willing to sacrifice a health state to keep this one individual survivor alive. Don't play into their game. While there is only one generator left in the match and the other survivor can be working on it, getting the strongest survivor on the team onto a hook before endgame is a far smarter idea. Because if you can down them before the final gen pops, they will have one injured, weaker teammate to deal with, making it far less likely they get the unhook save or even get out at all. You would much rather have the chaser down now than have to deal with them later. They have nowhere to go, their only other teammate is down on the ground. Spend a little time securing the strongest tile in the game, and get them down at a quicker pace than you would otherwise, especially since the other teammate could very well have Unbreakable. Getting this chase done as fast as possible is critical. A dirty tactic indeed, but you have to wait for the other survivor to die on hook. As if you attempt to pick this survivor up, they will immediately hop off their shoulder and unhook their fellow survivor, continuing the trial and making it far more likely for one of them to escape. The other survivor is dead, and they do not appear to have Unbreakable, but you still face the problem that if you pick them up, they will instantly hop off your shoulder, and seeing as they are a chaser, they would likely come with perks like Adrenaline or Hope, making endgame chases significantly more difficult for an M1 killer like the Trapper. So preemptively finding the hatch and trapping one of the doors, keeping the survivor from slipping through your fingers. It doesn't feel good doing, but after a hard-fought match such as this, sometimes you feel that you deserve that final kill.
Dusteroo.
Although it's the most effective choice to just let them bleed on the ground, there is very little harm in picking them up and continuing the final chase, as them opening one of the exit gates is near impossible as long as you don't crash. And while you may be annoyed, show a little sportsmanship and give them one last chase. Congratulations, you've won a Trapper match. You didn't play perfectly, but you played just well enough to get a 4K at the end of it. Congratulations. And that will be the end of the video. Not my usual type of video to make, and not really one I'm planning on doing in the future, as the only reason I did it this way, I didn't have any mic recording going on, but I still wanted to share some match in some way. So I'm wondering if anyone does like the format of this video or some of the aspects in this video. If so, let me know down below and maybe I can incorporate some of them into future videos. If you want to support the video and the channel, hit that like button, it helps tremendously. Maybe if you could even spare me a scrap subscription, that would be so kind of you. You can always join our Discord if you're looking for a community of conceptual people. Right now it's still in beta, but every day I'm making new improvements to it until eventually we start hosting some events and whatnot. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching. My name is Dusteroo, and I will see you all real soon. Bye-bye.